Well, hello and welcome back to the episode of Terrafirmagreg. Last episode, I show you some feature I discovered at last minute that I can actually use the armies and pumps to make fluid pipes working and restrict the insertion of certain items. However, they were not as useful as I first thought before. There is some limitations. But even so, I made a new setup, so I'm going to show you. Let's go. First things first, let's address the problem of the using the army as an input filter. If you watch my entire video, you probably saw struggling to make the concrete maker to receive both the stone dust or gravel dust in the case and the clay. Sometimes it gain, sometimes it nothing. That's the limitation. You can only have for sure one input for each face. So if the said the machine requires two inputs to work, you need to put two different sides with an army and a filter to actually work. So that's going to make some things a little more complicated. But even so, I made a new setup using that information. As you can see here, things are a lot more empty because I started moving from the manual to the automatic to the bring, even though I don't need it. So let's go. We have a row of machines here, each one doing its job towards crafting circuits. It's a very simple design using the low voltage machines and the insertion of items from below. And as you can see, I started to using the PVC item pipes because let's be honest, they are almost free. I can make so many of them start off using the cobalt ones or brass or tin, so there was no reason for not actually use it. In the first row here, we start very basic. I have a furnace that receives the copper dust. As you can see, it's not limited. And then output for both a bender making copper foils and a wire mill making fine copper wire. The copper foils, of course, is used into some recipes. On the other side, we have an arc furnace receiving the copper to make annealed copper that's made into wires for when I need to actually use for something, and the fine version. Looking at it, we have a furnace receiving tin to make tin wires for to use to make all those electric motors to all those machines. On the other side, you have the first restriction here. We have a basic alloy smelter that is limited to only receiving one copper on the top, and on the back it's can only receive 4 redstone, because I don't want this to get with 64 copper and 64 redstone just to make some red alloy here and there. In one side it make the alloy fine wire, and on the other side I have some of the PVC bar coming here on top and get made into the plate version of it. Yes, I know, it's strange to have a red alloy here and the PVC here, but there was a change of last hour. Into the other side, you have another furnace with a limitation to only receiving 1 electron dust at a time. And if you wonder where does it come from processing the electrotiny. We have a chance to get some of it when we thermocentrifuge it. And then it makes the electro ingot that into one side. It's made into wires that are used to make some of the electromotors of a high voltage. That's a cost that I need to bear. And into the other side, the final wire to make some components. At the other side, we have a furnace receiving 1 piece of gallium to make ingots and making gallium foils. Also only one, not heavy, it full to the brim. We already have this large output here that I cannot deal with it for now. And the other side we have some of that PVC bars converted into PVC foils. They use the same name. Yes, they use the same name. The only difference it is thin plates. On the other side we have the first part that you don't have a furnace. We have a bender receiving aluminum into plates, a wire mill making aluminum into the maximum size cable, and a bender receiving aluminum and making into foils to make components. And the other side we have an alloy smelter receiving only 1 silver and 4 electrotiny to make the blue alloy. It's made into bolts. And the other side you have steel coming in to make rings. Everything is connected to the main line, receiving and sending. Quite nice. And then we come here to the part where I have the components be made, or should be made in the case. I have here not 1, not 2, not 3, but 5 assemblers into one place, each one making one component. This one here receives 1 steel ring and 2 fine lead copper to make 1 component. Same thing here, 2 PVC foils and 1 aluminum foil, and so on, so on, so on. 1 carbon dust, some electron wire, fine copper, gallium foil, fine copper wire, and 1 silicon wafer, and everything is going to make components. When they actually get some of the polyethylene to actually work. So once I click this and fill this with polyethylene, they will start making components. So go. And there it goes. Those 2 and the one in the middle, no. Oh, it's not receiving power. I forgot to connect power to the middle one. we go. Now it's making component as well. Now you too. So for now, all those machines receiving material from the rigs here, and the only manual thing I need to do here is to put the polyethylene. But I think an aluminum drum is going to last a good amount of time, and I left some space below it to put some pipe to bring it later on if I need it. One make the SMD capacitors, the other make the inductor, that one make the resistors, one make the transistors, and the middle one make the diodes. Quite nice. And again, they all receive and send. On the side here, we have another setup. It's going to receive one PVC plate and 4 copper foils to make the plastic circuit board. And this recipe here makes 2. And this has two stacks, so in theory I could turn this off because this is going to last a good amount of time, or not. And in the other side, it receives 1 plastic circuit board and more 6 copper foils to make the plastic printed circuit board, using that sodium persulfate that we have automated down there. And it's already run 2/3 of the drum, but this also using each one uses half a bucket of it. That's why it goes so fast, more fast than the iron trichloride. Now if you make all the matte, we will actually be able to, with this, making our components here into the circuit. Almost, because still missing one here. I have here one advanced cutter that is receiving only 1 monocrystalline silicon bowl and output into both laser engravers. Also only receiving 1 silicon wafer each one. This one makes the hand wafer, and the other one he makes the CPU wafer. And for now I have no way to actually control this output to not be having so much. But in the future it might change. They engrave the wafer and each one have their own cutter to receive it and cut into the chips. Put here and here. Now I just need to actually connect it to the system. I forgot to connect them. Every time I log in, I get those losing granite rocks for my brick craft. As you can see, they go nowhere because there is no place to accept it. Making everything one single line is possible with Greg Tech. The problem is you cannot have any storage or endpoint without a filter, or everything is going to end there sometime. Now with all those here making the material for the components, those make the components I am able to autocraft circuits now if I want. But as I said before, I try to avoid wastes. So I don't want to fill this with the unstacky no stop. That's why I need to actually insert a limitation of resources to them. Normally I would have to use the army as I told you before. However, as I told you before, each phase can only receive one item, and taking account that of course some circuits share the base minimum, like here for the difference from the low voltage to the medium voltage is just the quantity of the transistors, the resistors, and the processors, capacitors. The low voltage requires 2 and the medium 4, and the type of fine wire. One requires high alloy and the other just copper. Even the high voltage also only require one different item from the others. But the extreme voltage one is the most different. He has most of the components almost different. So it's going to use more space. So it's probably about 12 inputs for all those 4 machines. And because I need to actually use one face for each one, I made a little coil, should I say. I have here aluminum crate with the one army into the top, into the sides, and the bottom. All this need to receive one item each one. All that's left is to actually connect it to the system, and it should start to receive said items. But before that, I will still need to transport the items from here to there. So what I'm going to do now, and I did not test it before, so it might be a floppy, is to put one army in each of the crates and set up it to keep exactly one without a filter. So I don't choose what it is. It should, in theory, keep one of each item supplied to the nets. I know this is not ideal, but it is a lot more cheaper than doing it on top of it. I could, but I will not do because I have a reason. So in the end, everything should end up here into this crate here, one of every item. And to make things a little bit more interesting, I decided to make the coils that are actually pipes of different colors. So it's just not a red ring around everything if I only used one type of a PVC pipe. So it's kind of looking kind of okay. Now let's bring down the pipe, the PVC pipe. You can choose one single pipe or triple. Let's go with triple. And time of truth. So far it seems that everything is here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There is something still empty here. Ah, I forgot to connect one. Is this right? Maybe I forgot something here. Let's make the inductor. That's strange. It's all here now. I forgot to put some of them to output. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have all 12 items right here. Sorry to cut like this, but we have actually reaching a good amount of episode. All the rest is going to take another entire episode to actually do it. So this is going to be it for now. This was On God. Thank you so much for watching.